We all have had dreams, dreams that we tirelessly chased after, poured our blood, sweat, and tears into making it a reality, only to have it destroyed in front of our eyes in a single moment. And everything that we have ever wanted fades away before our very eyes. But what we didn't realize back then and found later is that everything that happens for our good. Here is a story that'll teach us the true meaning of it. A long time ago, there lived a young cart maker in a small village named Ellis. He was a master of his craft, which is why his wooden carts were very famous. Every day, Ellis worked in his small workspace. He made carts for everyone in his village and charged very little to sometimes nothing. Everyone in his village asked him to go to the Royal City Market and sell his carts there, where he could charge so much more and become extremely rich. But there was one problem. In order to open a shop in the Royal City Market, he would need a lot of money. So he began saving every penny that he could, and after working for months, Ellis finally had enough to rent a place and start his cart-making business there. So the next morning, he packed his best cart, loaded it with tools, and began the long journey to the capital. His heart was full of hope, and at every step, he felt a sense of achieving his dream. So without resting or tiring, he continued his journey through the night. As he was moving through a forest path at night, a sharp rock shattered the front wheel. The cart tipped over, and the axle cracked in two. Seeing his hard work and dreams shatter before his eyes made him fall to his knees. "Why now?" he cried. "This was my only chance!" An old traveler passing by heard him crying and stopped to see what had happened. "You look troubled," the old man said. "My dream is ruined," Ellis snapped. "This broken wheel destroyed everything I worked on for months, and now it's all gone." The old man looked at the cart, then at Ellis, and said only one thing. "My son, sometimes the wheel must break so the path can change." Then he walked away, leaving Ellis even more confused. Too tired and shattered to fix the cart, Ellis tied his bag and decided to walk back home through a smaller side pathway he had never taken before. As he passed through the deep forest, he heard some screams of pain. Out of kindness and curiosity, he started to follow the sound and saw an injured horse caught in a trap beneath a fallen tree. Ellis rushed to free it, and using the straps from his cart, he stopped its bleeding and helped it stand. Soon, a group of men arrived on horseback. They were none other than the royal guards. "You saved the king's beloved horse," one of them said in happiness. "No one dared to come this way because the forest is dangerous, but you took this path. You must be really brave." Another one of them asked, "Tell me, why did you took this path?" Ellis told them everything about himself and his journey. The next morning they took him to the royal city, where he was brought before the king himself. "I owe you my horse," the king said. "My guards told me everything about you and your cart-making skills, and for your kindness and incredible skills, I offer you a position in the royal workshop." From that day, Ellis's carts were no longer sold in villages. They carried royal guests. Years passed by, and one evening as he walked back home, Ellis looked at his first cart, the one that broke. It was still broken, still unfinished. He never repaired it because he didn't need to. He had understood the words of the old man. If that wheel hadn't broken, he would have never taken that path. He would have never found the horse, and he would have never reached the palace. What he thought was a failure was actually a redirection. Similarly, in life we often curse the broken wheel, the lost job, the failed plan, and sometimes the unexpected delay. But what feels like destruction may actually be divine construction. What this story taught us is that not every setback is punishment. Sometimes it's preparation for something even better that you couldn't even imagine at that time. So, the next time something breaks, don't just ask why, ask what now. Because sometimes what looks like a storm is really the start of rain that waters your future.